Hey everyone, Owls Everywhere here for another Dragon Adventures video. So as you know, I've been doing Dragon Adventures videos ever since October of 2022 and have been participating in pretty much every single event besides some of the guild wars for that entire period of time. So at this point, we have been collecting dragons for a year and a half, so we've accumulated a lot. So I figured I'd use this video to basically show you guys the dragons that we've already collected, and also introduce to you guys some that you've never seen before, and also just some familiar faces that you may have seen in videos that I had before I started making videos. So first I'm going to start off with the dragons that we got in videos, and then afterwards I'm going to start introducing the dragons that you hadn't seen before. And I have a lot of dragons right now, so some might not end up being left out, but if you want to see those dragons that didn't end up appearing in this video, then please be sure to comment, and perhaps one day I'll make another video dedicated to them. So without further ado, let's go on with the video. So first of all, of course, is Rigor Mortis. We can't forget her. She's the very first dragon that I hatched for a video, and she's also probably been the dragon to appear in the most of my videos as a reoccurring dragon. And as you know, she is a Paradox. She didn't start out with these colors, but I used some color shuffle potions when I first got her to get this nice color combination right here. And in case you didn't know, I don't usually try to theme my dragons, but if I get a dragon that has a color palette I don't really I usually just shuffle it until I get an interesting color combination. That's how I always try to keep my dragons looking unique, kinda. Next up, as you know, is my Nattler Prancer. She has one mutation, and we hatched her in this video. But yeah, if you did watch that video, then you probably know that I'd actually hatched a bunch of Nattlers, but Prancer is the one out of all of them that I decided to keep. Of course, I couldn't keep all of them because I really don't have the storage space nor the money to buy that much storage space if I kept every single dragon that I hatched in my videos. But yeah, this is her. There is one of the other Nattlers that is at least close to me, I guess. I'm not quite sure how I'd describe it, but that would be the one named Dish Soap, and I gave her to my brother because he wanted a Nattler named Dish Soap, and I hatched a bunch of them. And now next up is my Tosner Morghini. I got her in this video, and as you know, as I'd mentioned in the video, I didn't actually hatch her like I'd been trying to do in that video, but I ended up trading for her. And as you may notice, that she is actually much different in color from when we first got her. When I first got her, she was red and white, but then I changed her colors a lot because I had a specific idea for what I wanted her colors to be. And if you don't recognize the name, she is named after a Roblox myth that I know of, and her colors are made to inspire that. She ate so many color potions. Up next, we got our first service Axis, and as you know, she's named after a deer because she looks like a deer, and that was pretty much my entire thought process behind naming her. And if you remember, I used a singular color shuffle potion on her to get her to the color she has now, and I kept this because, one, it's a pretty pleasing color palette to look at, but two, it looks a lot like a deer to me, and that's why I kept it. But anyways, we got her in this video, and she, for a while, was my record for fastest hatch. And next up is Pantheon, my Moroxora. I got him in this video. And basically, like, I had gone pretty much all out to complete all my tasks in the very first Guild Wars. And luckily, the guild that I'm in, Mystic, and the guild I had been in, well, during that Guild War, which was still Mystic, as I tried to imply, had won that Guild War. So I managed to get Pantheon without having to, like, trade. And, like, I didn't really have, like, a specific color palette idea when I first got him. Again, like, I color shuffled and got until I got something interesting. And then after that, I got a really cool idea to give him cracked lava and then a legendary color potion, so that his colors would look like this. He is my first and only legendary colored dragon, because, like, I tend to be very stingy with my potions, and, well, when it comes to, like, my higher value potions, so, like, I'll usually only use, like, legendary eye or color potions, or even, like, mutation potions, if I have, like, a really cool idea. He has, like, Pantheon has shown up in, I think, like, 1 or 2 other videos, and, like, yeah, I put this little hat on him, and I call him the Mushroom Mage, and he's adorable. And next up we have Attack Helicopter. I didn't get him in this video, but I first showed him off in this video, because, like, I didn't want to, like, I just, like, didn't think it would be, I didn't think it would be quite as interesting of a video, because, like, I was kind of just, like, hatching the eggs, like, one after the other instead of in batches like I usually do. And yeah, this is what he looks like. Funny thing is that I actually got him after I got the next dragon that I'm about to show, which is funny because that one was supposed to be, like, the rare one, I think, if I remember correctly. And here we have our Zerthos Microwave. I also first showed him off, I also first showed her off in this video that I also showed off, Attack Helicopter in. And yeah, she is very, she's very silly, like, just look at her little face. And yeah, as you can tell, I have a bit of a theme when it comes to my Galaxy event dragon names. So yeah, they're all, like, a little bit silly. And then this pretty girl behind me is Darkest Day, my Cosmolus. And I got her in this video. And, like, in case you didn't know, she's the reason that I have my Cosmolus horns on my avatar. Like, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you probably know that my avatar hasn't always had these, but I put them on, like sometime, like, well, basically after the video where I'd gotten her. And so that means that Darkest Day is actually one of the first 5,000 Cosmoliths. And yeah, I'm very thankful for her. When I did hatch her, though, I heard my brother yell, "Oh, heck you," from the other room, which was hilarious, and I think about that constantly. And now, my friends, this is Baked Potato. He is my Hurrianhix that I got in this video. And yeah, there's not much I can say about him. I just got his name idea because it was, like, the first thing I could think of when I got him. Yeah. Up next we have Jump Scare, my Goliath. I got him in this video. And basically, like, in case you don't remember, or you just hadn't watched the video, Jump Scare was named that because he'd caught me by surprise when I hatched him. Like, he'd hatched much quicker than I was expecting him to. I don't remember if he was, well, if he'd broken the record that Axis had set, or if he was just really quick, but I just know that he had been hatched, like, really quickly. And now we have our Hilo Chim, KDENLive. Yeah, if you remember what I named him after, good for you. And if not, yeah, I'm not hitting with you. I'm not hitting you with that again. I've done that enough in the first video when I got him. And as you know, I didn't even end up hatching him. I had to fuse like a bunch of Euleranes together in order to get him, because I just couldn't hatch him no matter like how many batches I'd hatched and no matter how many fur fellers I ended up with. And now we have Holly, Chestnut, and Blossom. And these are only 3 of the fur fellers we'd hatched. We also have Hot Chalky and Spearmint, and then which are like in my inventory. Well, Hot Chalky's in my inventory and Spearmint is currently in my stables, but I'm just gonna show off these 3 like in video, and then I'll probably edit pictures of Hot Chalky and Spearmint over the video later. And as you know, there was a 6th one named Frost, but I traded that one to my brother as well. So he's still around, it's just not on my account. And as you know, I managed to end up with this many because I was trying to hatch the Hilo Chim, but I ended up hatching 6 fur fellers instead. And I didn't even end up hatching the Hilo Chim. These 3 were supposed to be like harder to hatch by like 1%, but still they were supposed to be harder to hatch, and I hatched 6 of them before I even got 1 Hilo Chim. I am still like losing my mind over the thought of it. And here we have rock, paper, scissors, and shoot. You know, that one's rock, that one's paper, that one's scissors, and that one's shoot. These are my twin Tessiquals, and I got them in this video. They currently hold my record for fastest hatch, being both of them hatching in the very first batch. And honestly, that one like surprised me a lot. Like, I really wasn't expecting like to get them that quickly, you know. But yeah, now I have 2 of them. I think the only way that my record can be beaten now is if I manage to hatch the event dragon in 1 batch and on the first egg or something like that, or just like, wait, is it the first egg? I don't know. I can't remember, but like I feel like I hatched one of them on like the 2nd egg. But yeah, these are them. They are very nice. And now here is Katy Perry. As you know, like, she has some different colors from when I first got her, and that's because I decided to color shuffle her a bit until I got a color combo that I liked again. But like, instead of doing it like in between when I got her and when I showcased her, I instead like decided to do it after I'd finished recording the video, which is why like she doesn't have these colors in the actual video, but she does show up again in the B video to where I do manage to show you guys her colors, but in case you haven't seen them, this is what they look like. I do like her colors a lot. Like, I like what I ended up with, but like I kind of feel like the orange should be like a little bit lighter, you know? Either way, I might change that, I might not, who knows. And this is a face that you've probably seen much more recently. Well, not much more recently, but definitely more recently. Small B and the Millibee. I still haven't gotten over how absolutely cute he is. He is adorable. He's so small, so fluffy and tiny. And my brain literally just like melts every time I take him out. He is like so... He's just so cute, and I love him. Bee supremacy forever. And this is the latest dragon I'd hatched. His name is Snarson. Yeah, I still haven't come up with a better name for him, but at this point it's probably gonna stick, so... Yeah, that's his name. He's a snail. And he's a big boy. But, like, I think I'd mentioned this when I got him, but I was expecting Millibees to be larger and Galaras to be smaller. But yeah, he's a big boy, as I just said. Yeah, maybe I should have scripted these, but then again, that would have taken ages. There's a lot of dragons here. And now that we've gone through all the dragons that you have met, well, not all the dragons, but all the dragons that I've recorded, I've recorded, hatching or, showing off in general in a video, now is for the dragons that I had, either, that I'd gotten, before I started uploading, or, just dragons that I'd gotten that, I didn't make videos off of because, I didn't think that they were, well, not exactly content worthy, but, I didn't think that, just recording, hey, I got dragon would, hey, I got this random dragon would, make for a good video. But anyways, on to the, dragons. I'll probably be going in a more random order for these ones, as... there's a lot of them, and I don't feel like ordering them all right now. So, continuing onwards, we have these two. They are my ancient oranges. They don't have names yet, but I have a few name ideas. I'm planning to, breed them together at some point to try to get a melanistic one, because, in case you didn't know, melanism can affect permanent colors, which includes, the white that oranges have. So, if I get, a melanistic oranja, well, ancient oranja, then, these, permanent colors will be, darkened, which will be very cool. But, yeah, I got them, shortly after the... I got them shortly after the video where I got Snarson, because, I just didn't feel like it was... enough to make a video off of. And next up we have Carolina and Reaper, which are, well, Carolina and Reaper, which are my Florianthus. I got them as kind of an impulse buy because, they were fully mutated, and, yeah, I don't have that many, fully mutated dragons for one thing, and also, I figured it was probably worth it. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to get them just because, but, I love them. I kind of, made a personality for them, which is arson. Why do, 3 of my dragons have just... Why are 3 of my dragons just arsonists? There's Snarson, and then there's these 3, and then there's another one that I have yet to show. And this girl we have here is named Daron. She is, one of my main flying dragons. funny thing is that she wasn't always a wasp, but she used to be a Dixon. But, like, I changed her into a Venid with, like, those species change potions, if anyone remembers those. I remember having, like, a bunch of them, like, years ago, but then, like, I think they got, like, removed or something. So now I don't have any anymore, and probably no one does, but yeah, this is her. I like to think that she likes being able to fly now, especially being one of, like, the fastest dragons in the game. And yeah, I've definitely grown very attached to her. Like, even if, like, she isn't that valuable of a dragon, she is still, like, very precious to me. Because, well, you know, she's been, like, one of my main flying dragons for literal years. So, of course, I'd be, like, pretty attached to her. And this stunning gentleman is named Ember. He's named after my pet rabbit, for one thing, and he was my very first Skyrix. I got him during, like, that one Easter event. Well, I got him during, like, the first Easter event. And, like, you know, like, during that quest where you have to, like, I think you had to, like, retrieve, like, the mother dragon's eggs, like, in some of the years afterwards. But, yeah, he was my very first Skyrix, so, like, of course, like, I got pretty attached to him really quickly because, like, you know, like, that was the first time I'd seen a Skyrix before, and they're adorable. Just look at them. But yeah, I call him the Bat Killer because during, like, 1 year of the Halloween event, I used him to solo the Bat boss, like, so many times, like, just to grind, like, like, event currency and stuff. And that's how we got to, like, max level, I think. Or, no, actually, I think he might have gotten to max level, like, when I used him to fight the boss, like, in a solstice event after that. But, yeah. He's still, like, he doesn't have, like, all of his accessories on right now. He mostly just has the wing guards, but usually he also has, well, his full outfit includes, like, all the accessories that you could get from that bat boss when you were able to fight it, as well as the Dasuva beanie. But, like, right now, like, most of those accessories are stored in the bank, so I don't have them on me to put them on him. And this is my Palladianos Friendly Fire. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty creative name. He is, well, because Friendly Fire, like, in case you don't know, means to basically attack someone who's on your own side. And I just thought it was, like, a funny but also, like, creative name to give him, considering that he's, like, the battle dragon. And because, like, he's kind of like the mascot dragon for the Iron Guild, like, even before the Iron Guild existed. But yeah, this is him. He's a silly. And this is my Hong Liang. Her name is Hanuel, and I got her name from a book called The Dragon Pearl by Yoon Ha Lee. I thought it was a really good book, and, like, I really liked this name. It was the name of one of the characters who was a dragon, which, now that I think of it, is actually really fitting. But I believe, if I remember correctly, it was the Chinese word for storm. I might not be correct, but that's kind of what I remember from the book. But yeah, I like how, like, her flying animation, it looks like this. Like, with her kind of, like, billowing on the air because she's supposed to be a kite. And she's very tiny and I love her. And this is my Stimulus Kippa. Like Daron, like, I know that this is one of the pre-generated names, but this was, like, my first time, like, coming across this name, like, encountering it before, and like I thought it was like glitched, or I thought it was like I either thought it was glitched or an Easter egg, so I decided to keep it. She like wasn't always like, well, she was technically like my first season dragon. Like I got her when Stimulus first came out, and then like I traded her to my brother for something else, and then she eventually made her way back to me when he wanted something that I was offering him. So now we have Koopa. She has like the default color palette for Stimulus because we happen to get a potion that gives like the default colors for one. And here's my Norgon Lightning. She was the very first season dragon that I had gotten myself by doing like the tasks every day, and I still think it's pretty worth it. I love her a lot. She's named that because it was like to match the name of another dragon that you're about to see soon. But yeah, this is her. I always thought that her animations were really smooth. Like, they just looked really nice to me, especially like the flying animation. Like, she just seemed like so light. And this is my favorite Loki. Don't ask which head is Loki. As I said before, they're both Loki. And like I basically like hatched him in the Valentine's event when I think it was 2022. Like, that was just the year when Torotos came out, and I kind of just hatched him for fun, because, like, Farah's like, used to be, like, my favorite event dragons, and they still were, like, one of my favorites. So, like, when I hatched Loki, I kind of just decided to keep him. I used a color potion on him at some point, to change its colors, so that he looked like this. I definitely think that, well, while I liked the old Farah model, I definitely feel like this one was an improvement. He looks much cooler. Now, this pretty girl is my Rosora Marshmallow. I traded for her at some point because I like Rosoras. They're very pretty. Just like, look at them. Like, beautiful. But yeah, I remember when I first got her, I thought that she was like themed, because like, you know, if you look at her colors, you'd think that looks kind of familiar to like those like themes that you know about, well, that you might know about, that people make. Like, the first one that comes to the top of my head is like strawberry milkshake or banana milkshake. I thought she was one of those, but it turns out that she's not themed, but 1/3 of 3 different themes, which is why I call her by the nickname Theme Splicer sometimes. Some other nicknames that she has is Marshmallow, Toasted Marshmallow, and just stuff along those lines. But yeah, this is her. She's very pretty. I love her. And this boy is Noki. He is my Amunita. And I love him. He's so very chunky, and he is much faster than, well, not much faster than he should be, but Amunitas are much faster than they should be, in my opinion. They kind of look like they shouldn't be able to lift off the ground. They look like they defy all laws of aviation like a bee, but yet he is one of my main flying dragons. Because he just zooms, and I love him. He's just very cute. And like, you know, like, for some reason, like, Amunitas were getting like a lot of hate, like a lot of people like don't like them, which I don't feel like they deserve. Just look at them. They're just too small and cute. Just look at them. Stop Amunita hate. Please. Next up, we have Fenris, my Caesarius. I was originally planning for him to be the first dragon that I hatch in a video, but like I kind of decided not to for the same reason that, like, I didn't show off hatching, well, that I didn't record hatching Attack Helicopter or Microwave or Darkest Day. But yeah, here he is. He is my main fighting dragon. Like, he has a lot of, like, breath damage, and he's basically, like, just very strong. And, like, I use him to grind meat a lot, which is why he's max level right now. But when I hatched him, I was one egg over odds. Like, I had, like, a 10% chance to hatch him from the egg I was hatching, and then I hatched him on my 11th egg. But he was my favorite hatch preset, though, which kind of makes up for it. Like, I don't know, I got him and decided that I wasn't going to change his colors because he's just too beautiful. And, like, I've gotten people, like, complimenting his colors before, which is, you know, it's nice. I really like his, I just really like his, this hatch preset, and I'm very thankful that he managed to hatch with that. And here's my Ueshi. She doesn't have a name yet, and, like, her colors are still kind of a whip, but, like, I got her, like, around the same time that I got Hanuel, because I wanted to have both of them from the season, from that season, so I got them. Next up, we have my Volcumos. His name is Saturn, and I hatched him during the same year that I hatched, Fenris. Now, like, as I said, I don't usually theme dragons, but, Saturn is an exception. He isn't, like, an official theme that's known. I actually made this theme myself, called the Lunamoth theme. This is the second variant for the theme, which I just call Variant 2. It's meant for, like, dragons that have, like, a permanent white color, such as Volcumos or Oranjas, or just, like, any dragon that has, like, a permanent white or, like, close to white color that can't be changed. But this is what the theme for that variant is, and for the other variant, the primary is usually white, with the other colors being mint and either berry or blackberry. But yeah, I was very proud of myself for completing his colors, because I think he looks really nice. And yeah, I cannot resist putting these silly little eyes on my dragons. Like, as you've seen, like, in videos before, like, I've put these on a lot of my dragons. And here's my very first Oranja. Her name is Serendipity. And she's shown up in a video before where I called her Dippy. And yeah, her name is Serendipity because, like, during the first Easter event where Oranjas were introduced, I just, like, couldn't for the life of me hatch one. But then, like, the next year I managed to hatch one pretty much immediately, after, like, a year of, like, trying to trade for one, when, like, they were really, like, excessively expensive because people weren't sure if they were coming back or not. But yeah, I really love her. Like, in my opinion, like, her colors, like, surprisingly work pretty well together, which is, you know, like, why she's colored this way. And this is Stickbug, my Ovicerus. I remember my brother had traded him to me. I don't remember, like, what I traded him for it, but I just know that I have Stickbug now. I kind of named him this because of these colors. Like, he kind of looks like a Stickbug pretending to be a dragon. Or is he a dragon pretending to be a Stickbug? I don't know. But yeah, and this is my Volpiroof. His name is Sun Croissant, because I named him that because my brother got a Volpiroof and named it Mooncake. So I got this one to name Sun Croissant so that we could have matching ones. And, you know, he's kind of silly. Like, they have, like, contrasting color palettes as well. Like, Mooncake is mostly, like, blues and greens, and then Sun Croissant is, like, reds and yellows and oranges. And this is my Robodon toaster. I got him during the first Galaxy event, and yeah, he's toaster. I remember when I first got him, I wasn't sure if I was gonna keep him, but then I got, like, attached to him, so I ended up keeping him. I know he's shown up in my one Galaxy event video that I have made so far, though. And this is my Astraeus Venus. I got her from a trade with my brother, and she is very beautiful. It took, like, a while to get, like, a color palette I actually liked for her. But I am very happy with how she turned out now. Like, I think this works really well for, like, her color composition and such. Also, like, I like to consider her siblings with Saturn, and my brother and I like to consider her and Saturn siblings with some of his dragons as well. And they're all kind of like a galactic family named after, like, planets and such. And they're all supposed to be, like, deities. And Venus and Saturn are, like, besties and celestials, so they're Celestials, as I like to call them. And this is my Woodluma Wildfire. He had shown up briefly in the Galaxy event video as well, so that I could demonstrate his inkhorn for a brain. And he's a little silly. He's one of my other arson-centric dragons. He he likes starting fires. He's a little bit of a pyromaniac. And this is my Alatura Blueberry. I originally actually only bought him to complete, like, a weekly task, but I ended up getting very attached to him, and I think it's probably a good idea that I did get him, because he's, like, 2 mutations and 2/3 pure, and, like, when I got him, he was, like, 1/5 the price that Alaturas sell for now. So, yeah. I remember when I first bought him from the auction, like, his original owner came up to me and, like, thanked me for, like, thanked me for, like, buying him off of them. And, like, his name is actually, like, spelled in, I think that's Japanese. I believe that's Japanese, if I remember correctly. And they actually told me that his name was Blueberry. So, yeah. I do love him. Like I do love pretty much all my dragons. And this is my Lepelon Actius. He is, well, the way I got him is, like, kind of a funny story, I guess. Like, basically, like, someone traded me him for 1 basic elemental potion. Let me just show you. Yeah, this potion, I had, like, 2 at the time. They usually, like, can give your dragon either fire, grass, or water as an element. And I traded 1 for him, because, like, the person basically just offered me Actius for that 1 elemental potion, and I was like, oh my god, that's a Lepelon? Like, of course I'm taking that. And then, like, they needed another one, and I had, like, 2 at the time, so I just gave them the other one for free, because I felt bad, because, like, they probably, like, I'm guessing, like, they might not have, like, wanted him that much if they were willing to trade him away. But, like, I felt bad, because I felt like, I hadn't given enough for him. So I gave 1 more for free. And I still feel like it's an undertrade. Especially now with, like, it being a little bit harder to get Lepelons in Geoterexes. Well, not really that much harder, but, like, Yeah, you can only get them from the Guild Wars now. I feel like that was a good way to, like, put them into circulation, though. Next up, we have Boneless, my Iatrus. I named him that after Boneless Chicken, and also after a character that I have that is inspired off of a chicken. So, yeah, it's just Boneless Chickenception up in here, but I got him during the first year that Iatruses were released, and I hatched him. So, yeah, he's my cool chicken. He's one of those dragons that has, like, the really, like, cool fitting roars. Like, he sounds like a rooster, kinda, if you listen closely. Yeah. He's my chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken. And then next up we have Borb, my Avifer. I had gotten him, like, also just, like, the first year that they were released. I had gotten them, like, shortly before I started recording the video where I hatched all those nattlers. The first video where I'd hatched all those nattlers. But yeah, he's this cute little bird, and I like him. He's very cool. Very cool bird thing. I remember being so excited for Avifers when they first released, though, because, like, just look at them. Just look at them. They're bird. Very bird. Extreme bird. And next up we have Kazuha, my Soul Horizon. I'd gotten her the same year that I got Fenris and Saturn, and the reason she's named that, despite being female, is because, like, her colors reminded me of Kazuha from Genshin Impact, and I use her to make my friend do her homework, because one of her favorite Genshin Impact characters is Kazuha. Next up we have my Skyrix Lucky. Honestly, I'm not quite sure why I kept her. She was, like, the first Skyrix that I'd hatched from the Easter event, and she had a mutation. But, like, yeah, kind of just kept her. She is looking cool. This is my Hexalios Lunar. She used to have a twin named Solar, but I traded him away, like, a long time ago. And she is my first fully mutated dragon, with the only other ones being Carolina and Reaper. But yeah, I was really happy when I hatched her. Like, you know, like, it was still when, like, Hexalioses were considered, like, rare, and, like, it took a while to, like, get the eggs that I needed, and, like, my brother and I were just there waiting to, like, try and hatch them, before the Hexalioses ran out. Like, if you remember, like, during, like, the first Solstice event, when, like, these guys were first released, like, only a certain amount of them could be hatched at a time when you reached, like, a certain goal, and that's how they were, and that's how they remain, like, rare. And, like, you could only hatch them from, like, the solar eggs when they were, like, in stock. And now we have my mother dragon, Resonance. Now, this guy is really special to me. He had been, like, my favorite dragon of mine from when I was new, and he still is one of my favorites. Basically, like, how I got him is that, like, I made this friend, and, like, she had, like, a pure ghost mother dragon, like, basically just a dragon that was, like, pure force field, and I had a pitch dragon, and she was like, oh, can we co-hatch? And I was like, sure. And then, like, we co-hatched, and each of us hatched mother dragons, and that's how I got Resonance. And, you know, I love him a lot. And, like, recently, like, as in, like, within the past month or so, like, I checked on him, and I realized that he had gotten an error color. Basically, like, in case you don't know, an error color is, like, when a dragon has, like, a specific color, but then that color gets, like, removed. Sometimes the color gets added back in, but, like, the dragons that have, like, those removed colors get error colors, and they don't get reverted back to like those colors when the color gets added back in, but you can't like get more error colored dragons by like breeding error dragons. Like they pretty much can't be obtained anymore unless by like trading or buying one. So he's just like he's special and I love him. And like I'm glad that I have him. He's very nice. Yeah. He's my boy. And now we have Silverpaw, my Tarota. I named her that because when I hatched her, her colors kind of reminded me of an old pet sugar glider I had on like an old account in Animal Jam. I do play Animal Jam as like a comfort game kinda. But like if you guys want to see me do like Animal Jam videos, then like I will. Cause like, you know, I think it would be fun. I think it'd be fun to do Animal Jam videos, like if you guys are interested. But, you know, if you are interested, then maybe leave a comment about it, and I'll probably do it, because I feel like, because I want to do that. And I think it'd be fun. And now this is Sky Dancer. He was my very first Falguise, and I hatched him during the year when Falguises were first introduced. And basically, like, I really like his colors. He started out with, like, really bad colors, but I used, like, a singular color shuffle potion, and he ended up with these colors, and they just, I like them. They're very nice. They're very nice colors, and I like them. And they're very cool. I don't know, like, where I came up with his name. I just thought it was a cool name. Now, this girl is named Spaghetti. She goes by a number of nicknames, such as Upsetty Spaghetti, Murder Spagurter, and also, I think those are some of her only nicknames. I can't remember any others off the top of my head right now, but that's some of the nicknames she goes by. She is like pure pitch, and that basically came from like me getting like 2 pitch dragons and deciding to breed mother dragons with them until I got like a fully pitch mother dragon just because I could, and I thought it was cool, and it still is cool. And I also gave Spaghetti like the solar eclipse element, which looked much cooler before the Dragons V2 update. I missed that. But her eyes still look cool. She still looks like she's gonna kill me in her sleep, but, you know, she's... Well, not kill me in her sleep, kill me in my sleep. But she probably could kill me in her sleep if she wanted to. And this is Stitch, my Scrawway. She is my very first Scrawway, and she got turned into a wagon sometime. She got turned into a wagon during April of 2021, and we still haven't figured out how to turn her back, but... Yeah, I do really like her. Scrawways are some of my favorite event dragons, just like design-wise. They're just really cool. And she is like one of those dragons that has like the really cool roars. Like that, like, yeah, just listen to it. It sounds like a scream and it's cool. And this is Storm, my Dazuva. He is the dragon that, he's the dragon that I named Lightning to match with. And, like, which is why, like, their color palettes look kind of similar. But also, he was the very first member of the Bat Brood. I'd hatched him back when bats were first, like, released. And... yeah, he has one mutation, which is like this cool like line of scales down his chest, and I think he's cool. He's a pretty old bat, but he's cool. And this is my Yularain named Turtle. My brother had traded him to me. I think that's what I traded Kippa for when I first traded her away, but yeah, this is my Yularain named Turtle. And my brother has one named Kinkajou, and Yeah, they're both named after the Wings of Fire dragons. Here is Dave but third. They're like Dave but second, but third. This is my Pokeki Dusk. I got her before I got her before the Halloween event came back for the first time, and I got her for free when she was a baby because someone was trading her away for free because they didn't like her colors. But I like her colors. They're very nice. We love your colors, Dusk. And then this is Friend. He was my first Skeletor that I got. I think I traded something for him. I don't remember what, but I traded for him. I remember really wanting a Skeletor when he first came out, but I didn't have the time to try to hunt for a Halloween egg. But someone traded me him. He came with the name Friend. I'm not quite sure where it came from, but that's his name. This is Lily. She is probably the oldest dragon that I have right now, or at least oh no, she's not the oldest, but she's the closest to the oldest. She's the second oldest, and I basically kept her because she looked like a Mudwing from Wings of Fire, and I really liked Wings of Fire, so yeah. You could probably see the resemblance here between her and the cover of book 1. And this is Neptune. He is a pitch amphil, and I don't know, he was just my first dragon that I've ever bought from an auction, and him being pitch was also pretty cool. I didn't realize that he was that him being I basically wasn't looking. I was new to the game and I wanted to buy something from the auction, and he was only 2,000 coins, so my poor little newbie self decided to bid for him, and I got him, and yeah, he's kind of just been on this ride with me ever since. And this is Sora. She is my oldest dragon, and I think she's Lily's mother, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she's also named after the Wings of Fire character. Yeah, I was really obsessed with Wings of Fire back when I first started Dragon Adventures, and I still am kind of obsessed with it now. I still love making Wings of Fire OCs and such. And last but not least, this is Zara. She is my first... No, not my... she is my second pitch dragon that I've ever gotten, and I got her by playing a game of hide and seek, pretty much. Someone basically said that the first person to find them gets a baby pitch dragon, and me, who was still pretty new at the time and had no idea what a pitch was, still, despite the fact that I had Neptune now, kind of just went looking for them in leisure, and I eventually found them, and they gave me baby Zara, and I grew her up, and now we have her. She's kind of creeping me out when she smiles like this, but yeah, this is her. So yeah, that's all of the dragons that I'm gonna be showing in this video. That is over 50 dragons, 55 to be exact, and my voice is sore from doing the YouTuber voice for so long in one sitting. So I sure hope you enjoyed the video at least. But if you did, please leave a like, and if you generally enjoy watching my videos, then please consider subscribing. This is Owls Everywhere in Dragon Adventures, signing off.